We've got a zone, wait for it, 5 question, not 2. What is Peter's approach to zone 5 training? What about other anaerobic training protocols?
I love this. So my zone 5 is mostly done on my Stairmaster, which is my absolute favorite piece of equipment that's not a bicycle.
Other than the elliptical?
Yeah, I can't stand the elliptical. So basically, my zone 5 workout, which I really only do once a week, is 3 minutes of zone 2 with 1 minute at VO2 max. Because I know what my VO2 max is, I know how to convert it into METs, which is VO2 max divided by 3.5. And the Stairmaster allows you to work in watts and METs. So basically, I'm doing 3 minutes at my zone 2. And then I go 1 minute at what my VO2 max is, which truthfully is quite difficult to hold your VO2 max for 1 minute. And then right back to 3. My recovery is then the 3 minutes at zone 2. And so that 4 minute pattern, I just repeat for 20 to 30 minutes. And I usually do that on the tail end of a zone 2 workout. So that's kind of my longer aerobic day. Other workouts that I liked, when I'm outdoors on my bike, I also like doing kind of a more VO2 max training type ride, which would be kind of like a 4 minutes at, call it 125% of FTP, functional threshold power, followed by 4 minutes recovery. So 1-to-1 work rest, but obviously at a lower intensity than the 3-to-1 rest to work that I just described. So yeah, there's lots of ways to hit zone 5, and it's a very important zone as well. My view is most people spend too much time there and not enough time in zone 2, though.
I've got a few follow-up questions, which it'll give you more time too on this.
I went almost to my 2 minutes on that one. I was like staring at my clock.
One's, I think, simple. So the Stairmaster, is it a Stairmaster or is it, I don't know if it's called a stair climber. Do you have the one where it's like literally you're going up steps, or is it the one where you just have like 2 levers and you're pushing them back and forth?
Oh, sorry. No, mine is like the fancy gym one where it's like an escalator
Jacob's
of
ladder?
steps.
Is that what it's called?
No. It's not a Jacob's ladder. It's a series of 8-inch steps that roll up and down a machine. So the higher the intensity you set it, the less resistance is in those steps, and the faster you have to go to not fall off the back. So if I set it to like 8 METs, it's moving there's actually quite a bit of resistance, so I can step quite slowly without falling off. When I set it to like 20 METs, it feels like there's no resistance, and I'm running up the stairs to not get thrown off the back.
I think we could do a podcast on a lot of this stuff, VO2 and all that other stuff. But one of the things that sticks out to me, because you know, when you got like a coach or anybody and they want you to give 110%, and you think like, what the hell is this? You know, I can give 100% maybe. But when you're talking about your VO2 max and you're saying, I'm going at 100%, I think some people might just think like, oh, this person, you must be going all like balls to the wall, all out.
No,
however, when you're looking
not.
at like, what's my workload to my VO2 max, you can exceed 100% of your VO2 max.
Absolutely.
In terms of the work you're doing, right?
Right. And Alex Hutchinson, who is going to be on the podcast very soon, writes about this very elegantly in his book, Endure. Basically, the limits of human performance in terms of quote unquote going all out is about 10 seconds. So really no human has the potential to go all out for 10 seconds. You might think you are, but you're not.
Wait. But I take spin class. I've taken spin classes before, and I'm going all out for like 80% of it, or at least the instructor wants me to go all out.
Sure. Yeah.
About 80%, right?
The instructor is playing games with your mind, and if that helps you, so be it. But look, you only need to look at the difference between a 100-meter and a 200-meter sprint. So take the best explosive athletes on the planet, and even by the time Usain Bolt is running the 200, he is slowing down in the second half of that race. The force with which he's able to hit the ground in the second half of that race is slower. He can go faster in the second half because he gets a flying start. But the 100-meter, which is basically a 10-second race, is about the true limit of what all out means. So I even find this interesting when you consider 2 variants of Tabata. As you know, there's the 2010 Tabata and the 1020 Tabata, and you and I both have air bikes, which have, which are great tools for doing that. when I go through cycles of Tabata, which these days I'm not, I'm focusing much more on zone 5 workouts on both the rowing machine, which I didn't get into, and also in the stair machine. But sometimes I just do like a couple Tabatas a week. I mean, anybody who's tried both knows you can go so much harder for the 10-20 than the 20-10. The 20-10 is generally favored because that's the one that was studied by Ursawa and Tabata. Fun fact, by the way, Tabatas are not named after the guy who developed the protocol. He was the guy that wrote the paper. Ursawa developed the protocol. They should be called Ursawas. So the problem with a quote-unquote 20-10 Tabata is whether consciously or subconsciously, you're actually pacing yourself to complete it, which is what it is, but I think it actually poses a little bit of difficulty.
Okay. I'm surprised you don't actually just say I do Ursawas and then have people
look it up.
Look at you. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, Mondays and Fridays is I just do Ursawas.
Yeah. See people nodding their head.